Live. Okay, we're live. Yeah, we're live.
Good afternoon, guys. Thank you for joining us. You're welcome to the second episode of our webinar, How to Get Started. Hello, guys. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Miriam. You're welcome to the second episode. Good afternoon, guys. Thank you for joining us. You're welcome to this. Welcome to the second episode. Sorry about that. That was a feedback. You're welcome to the second episode of our webinar series titled "How to Get Your First 500 Customers." And presenting this webinar to you today is the Chief Growth Officer at Whogohost. His name is Damilola Aaron Skiola, and he's going to be your host today, teaching you how to get your first 500 customers. We hope you're going to enjoy this webinar series. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section and we'll get right back to you. Hello, Dami.
Thank you, Miriam. I really appreciate that. That was a great intro. Well, my name is Damilola Aracela, and I'm so happy to be here today. And we apologize for that feedback. It was just a bit of stuff from our hand, but now we are live. We're ready to go live. We're still waiting for others. Guys, should we still wait for others? What do you think? Yes, no. Maybe we wait a bit, or because we said 12 o'clock, so we should start at 12 o'clock. So it's like 11:58 already. So maybe we can just wait like 2 minutes while we wait for other people to be here.
And while we are waiting, you can introduce yourself in the comment section. Like I said, my name is Miriam. I'm the digital marketing executive here at Whogohost. I'd like to meet you, please. What's your name? What do you do? Tell us about yourself. Let's meet each other.
Okay, that would be great. So can start typing your name in the comment section, and so we can say hello to you, and can get to know you and know what you do. Anybody yet? Hello guys. Thank you. We're getting your feedbacks. Thank you very much for joining us. We're really happy to meet each and every one of you. So it's almost 12, it's counting down, and I'll be talking about a whole lot of stuff today. I hope I'm able to get some of you to do stuffs on your own, and I'm able to push you to do whatever you want to do. So, yes, it's 12 p.m. and we have to go. I hope we'll still have other people join us when they're ready to come online. So, let's go. So, how to get your first 500 customers? Well, honestly, getting your first 500 paying customers is not as easy as you can think. It's the most difficult job. But believe me, it's very achievable. Getting your first five paying clients is very difficult, but it's achievable. And you need also, and you need to also find creative ways to get all of these things done. It's not a day job. You need to keep doing it, doing things over and over again, keep testing for you to actually achieve what you want to achieve. But 500 paying customers is really achievable because right now we were at where you are, and right now we have over 60,000 paying clients, and that is something you need to learn from that. You take the baby steps before you get to the bigger goal. So, and 500 is a number you can start from. And but I'm going to be giving you like five basic apps to getting your first paying clients. It's These apps are going to show you hands-on things that you can do like immediately, and you know that then you keep getting results. But you have to still keep in mind that these are things that you need to get at. You need to keep your mind at it, and you need to focus to get these things done. And these things that you're going to learn, you will get it done faster and faster and faster. Now, but before I tell you about this hacks, I want to clarify some things. I want you guys to know about some basic things. And the basic things is like you need to know your target audience. Your target audience is very, very important because once you identify your target audience, once you know who you're selling to, and it's not about knowing who you're selling to. I know we entrepreneurs hear a lot of things about this. I know you guys hear a lot of things about this, but most importantly, you need to identify your customers to as in streamline down to who these guys are. So for example, if you sell let's say you sell hair, for example, you sell synthetic hair, you can streamline down your customers to be okay. My customers are from the ages of 18 to 32. They are females, and you can even name them. For example, you can say Bimbo as an example of a your customer. And sometimes you can even paint faces to it, because the more you get to know your customers, the more you get to know where to find them, the more you get to know how to find them, and the more easier it's going to be for you to find them. So you need to get to know your target audience. Then the second thing is that you need to make sure you have a badass product, and that's for real. Badass product, I mean. But before you can build a badass product, you need to build a badass product on on what your customers want. So not what you think your customers want. Most entrepreneurs try to build what they feel the customers need. But the reality is that you need to know what your customers want before you start building that product. So you can have your customers before you even have that product you want to sell. You can go all out to have that customers, learn their pain points, learn what makes them tick, learn what they feel disgruntled about. Then after that, then you can now start getting to know, or starting to build that product that you want. And guys, please ask questions if you can stop me anywhere. If you have questions, I'll be able to answer them like hands on. Just type it in the comment section, and I'll pick on them one after the other. So let's dive deep into the hacks. Like I said, so the number one hack that you need, well, most of us do this, but we do it very, very wrongly. So, for example, what number one step is going to be is to start with your own network and remember to ask for referrals. Well, we do this. We say that, okay, mom, dad, I now sell this. Can you be my first person to buy? Can you be the first person to buy from me? Or hey, bro, now I sell this. Would you rather buy from me? Yes, it's a good way. But what I'm looking at here is beyond going physically, going one on one to people. Why not use their networks? Okay, so for example, you have a friend that has, for example, you guys are in the same, is in the age range of the person that needs to buy your product. So for example, the age range of people that will buy your product will be between 18 to 25, and you have some friends that are within 18 to 25. What you can do to these guys is that they already have social media followers. So what you can do, for example, is to pick on their Instagram followers, give them some things that they need to push for you on their social media platforms. So, for example, if you're pushing like 20% discount on something, you can get them to push 20% discount on all of their platforms. So imagine you have like 10 friends that have maybe 500 followers each. You get, once they have 500 followers each and they are helping you push your discounts on, that means that you are reaching 5,000 people all at once from your 10 friends. So that's a bigger market, for a bigger way to actually use your friend to reach other people. Because look, these guys that are between the age, your friend that is between the age of 18 to 25, we also have his friends or people that are following him within that range. So that's something you can test out. Then another thing that you can try out is find a community with your target audience or the people or high traffic sites. So finding a community is something that you can try. For example, Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups are places that you can find your audience. But remember, guys, you need to have identified who your audience is before you can even streamline down where to find them. Now you see the flow. The flow is that identify your target audience first. Then after you have identified your target audience, then you can now know where to find them. So WhatsApp groups are a cluster of where you can find your target audience. Facebook groups are where you can find your target audience. And my next point is that once you find these people, you don't do an hard sell to them almost immediately. I'm going to dive deeper into that on my on the next app that I'm going to share. But part of what I want to talk about is, for example, if you sell a digital product, you can use ClickBanks. If you sell ClickBank rather to push your product. If you sell physical products, you can use Jumia to sell first. Rather than building your website, you can have your website by the side. Yes, it's fine, but Jumia has more traffic than your website. So at first, you can leverage on Jumia's traffic first while you build your own traffic to your website. And like I said before, you can try Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups. There are places that you can get your first paying clients from. So if you sell services, then you can get your first paying clients from the Facebook and WhatsApp group. Now, hack number three, use Twitter to find people that are complaining about competition's products. Guys, this works. Believe me, this works like crazy. And how you can do that is that for Twitter, for example, when you're looking, maybe you sell synthetic hair, for example, so you can use an hashtag like hashtag synthetic hair Nigeria or something. Then that way you find people that are complaining about competition's product. And once you find people that are complaining about competition's product, then you can use that to actually build on your own product. So this was where I was going when I said I had something I want to discuss from the previous point is don't do an hard sale to people once you get to know or once you get to meet them. Build a relationship with them. Try to know their issues and try to know how your product can make them feel better. Then after that phase, then you can offer them for free to even try your product for free, and that way you can easily bring them into a paying customer, because you will need to build your customer base through referrals. Your first 500 customers, you don't really need to run hard. You don't really need to be all out there. All you have to do is that you're understanding your customers, and you are also trying to build a relationship with them. And once you build a relationship with your customers, then they refer you to their friends. That's when they start saying good things about you and your business. Then act number four, don't go directly for a sale. I'm still going to say this, and I'm going to keep hammering. Your first paying clients, try to build relationships with them, and don't go directly for a sale. Once you have met them on Twitter or wherever channel you're meeting them on, make sure you offer something for free. And or not, if you can't offer those things for free, you can do a tripwire thing. A tripwire in the sense that you offer your products at a lower cost compared to the original cost, and let them try by paying you. Then once you, or but basically, if you're giving out for free, it doesn't mean that you are giving out for free. What you can do after you are giving out for free is to upsell people. So, for example, PayPal gave people a lot of money for people to even sign up, and they were even giving people for referring. They were even giving people money for referrals. So that is, it's like there is this ripple effect when you are able to give people free things if you can afford it, or you can do something called a tripwire thing where you offer your product at a lower cost. Then act number five, gather as much data as you can on your customers. Know everything about your customers. Track and track and track and track. Know, have analytics on who they are, what makes them tick, whatever they feel about your product, or whatever they feel about other people's product, because that way you can make your product better. And also you can also get to know how to reach other people, and your first customers, your first set of customers are going to make your product better. So that way you can refine your product while you get to know as much as possible for your customers. And the more you are able to know about your customers, the easier you can upsell to them. So if people are buying from you today, they can be upsold into buying more products from you. And but you need to know what they want before you can even upsell them into what you want them to buy from you. So that's act number five. Now, I'm going to share some added apps that bonus apps I call them, and another the bonus hacks I want to share is like your network, like your business depends on it. Networking is the basics of your first paying clients. It's You need to meet them, you need to build relationship with them. I won't stop saying this. Don't do an ad sale. Ad sales make people feel like you're desperate, make people feel like this guy just wants my money. Imagine you walking up to somebody in a in an event, and you tell that person that, oh, I sell this and I want you to come and buy this from me. That person looks at you like, okay, you want to take money from me. But imagine you walk up to somebody and keep asking that person, okay, what do you think about this product? Why do you use this product? I think you should do it this way. Maybe you should try to do it this way. And maybe if you do it like this is the result that you get. But if you get this result and the guy tells you, oh, but I've gotten this result before, then you can tell, okay, do it like this, maybe you can get this result. That way that person feels like, okay, this guy really wants to help him. And that way, over time, then you can sell that person what you want to sell that person. But these approaches is a little bit more direct to B2B. I mean business to business. But if you're a B2C, it doesn't mean that you can't still build your network. You can still build your network for your bigger when you're trying to build a bigger sale. But if you're a B2C, it's still very important. Get to know who you are selling to, and that way, once you have a lot of data on those people, then you can easily upsell them, or you can easily sell to them. Then app bonus number two, send cold emails to prospect. Well, sending cold emails to prospect is a thing. It used to be a thing of the past because people have evolved, and most importantly, sending cold emails it works because, for example, I have an example around HubSpot. HubSpot builds the basics of their first paying customers through sending cold emails, but they never sold cold emails directly, and they never sent cold emails directly. They warmed their cold leads up. So you need to warm your cold leads up to actually get to do to actually get your emails to appeal to the prospects that you're sending to. So what I mean by warming your cold leads up is do an infinite research about your customer or the prospect that you're sending your leads to, and make them understand, make know a lot about these people before and you send that email out. And once you're able to know, and once you're able to break your email down, and then that way is an easier sell, or is an easier way to actually connect to those people. Then another thing when you're sending cold emails that you need to do is to use an official email. Using an official email is very important because people don't take you seriously when you're sending your emails from at gmail.com or at yahoomail.com. Once people see your emails from your maybe from your company's at your company's name, people get to take you serious, and they know that okay, this guy means a lot more. This guy is much more serious with what he's talking about, and you don't even need a website these days to actually have an email address or an official email address. You don't need a website. We have a product called email hosting where you can use where you can just come directly, and you don't have a website. You pay a little amount of money, and you will start sending that official email all at once. So you need to stay official if you want your emails, if you want people to respond to your prospect. And responding to your customers or prospects responding to you after you send your emails is also another topic on its own. Maybe we can talk about that later on in one of the sessions, right,
Yes,
Miriam?
yes, we can.
All right, so maybe we can talk about that in some of the session of how you can get a higher response rate on your cold or warm emails. Now, lastly, you need to follow up like crazy. You need to follow up on people. Once you don't hear a response from people, don't give up. You need to, like I said, you need to hustle. Hustle is the game. Hustle is the name of the game. You need to hustle for your first 500 customers. You can't get your first 500 customers just by relaxing, but you might get them maybe by running a few paying ads. But for you to get a long lasting 500 customers, you will need that also, and those 500 customers will be the people that will blow your trumpet. They will be the people that will make you move from your 500, from that 500 to 1,000 to 5,000 to 10,000, and to 1 million users, or wherever you want to get to. And I thank you for your time. And if you have any questions, please ask in the comment section, and I will be happy to take your questions. Miriam, is there anyone?
There are currently no questions, but
Okay.
people are interested in the email hosting, which is really good for your business. Like Dami has said, if you have a business, you need to have a professional email address. It's very important. It does so much for your business, so much more than you actually know. You can actually advertise your business with your email address. For example, you have an email address, say info@yourbusiness.com or info@yourbusiness.ng. When people want to reach you, instead of going through info@gmail.com, they go through info@yourbusiness.com. So that way your business name resonates in their mind.
Yeah. And you don't even need a website for this.
Exactly. You don't need to have a hosting plan. You don't need to have a website. All you need is a domain name, and it's pretty affordable.
Yeah.
You should check it out.
Yeah,
check it out on our website.
Yes, you can. So while we don't have any other questions,
okay. So someone has a question. He's asking, does your email hosting work like the CRM application?
Okay. Okay. No. Just email hosting is just a way to reach people, send emails and receive emails like what you have with your Gmail. So why this is different is that it just carries your official email address, and you can send emails back and forth to your clients or how do I put your team member or something. So that's it's just for communication. CRM is much more robust, that allows you to track so many things about on how you communicate or what your sales leads are or something. And maybe another thing we should ask is, what are the kind of uh, topics that you would like us to talk about in upcoming webinars, so that we don't, like I said, I told you from this webinar, we don't just want to give you from this webinar, you don't build products for people. You don't build products and say, okay, take my product. What you do is you go to people and say, what do you want? So we are also using this medium to ask, what are the things that you want to know about in the coming webinars, so that we see where and how we can tackle them, and make them available to you.
Okay, so there's a question here from A Lala, and he's asking, how can I research the qualities of my preferred customer? Should I focus on my business solution or the problem the customers have?
Okay, thank you, Lala, for that, and that's very insightful. I think, or I'm convinced that you need to focus on what problem your customer has, because that problem, when you solve that problem, is when people are willing to pay you for what you're solving. So you building a plane. It's like building a plane, but you don't have where to put it. So what is important is that once you have built that plane, then you now start looking for where you want to build that plane, where you want to put the plane. And the customer tells you, man, I don't really even need a plane. What I would have loved for you to give to me is a speed train. You understand? So that way, if you had known that, okay, my customer wants a speed train, then you will have gone to build that speed train first. And that way, the customer can pay you. And we are human beings, and our problems are almost always similar, because we face life almost the same way, especially when culture and the likes of things makes us look so similar. So once you're able to identify that problem, then that is when you can be paid, or you can get to be given as, or get rewarded for that problem that you have solved.
Thank you, Dami. Another thing, Atope, is you can, when you're saying you're focusing on your customers' problems. When you focus on your customers' problems, it is good, but it has to be in relation to what you do. If your business solution could be selling planes, let us use that as an illustration, selling planes, but then your customer wants a car. His problem is a car. Your business is selling planes, not selling cars. So you may want to, if it's somehow related to your business, you can decide to incorporate another kind of business, another branch of your business that sells cars, just to appease the clients who are interested in buying cars. Planes and cars, they're kind of related because they're automobiles.
Yeah, they move.
But then if you're selling planes and then the problem of your customer is getting jollof rice, there is no way you can actually integrate.
Yeah, but Miriam, so thank you for that. Part of what I think is very important that you need to take away is that if you are selling planes, or if you're selling planes and your customer wants jollof rice, it's very important that you have to know what your customer wants. And most importantly, when your business is selling planes and you are drawn towards your customer, you will still find out what you will be finding out about that customer is the automobile problem, or the way the customer moves around. That is what you are trying to solve around the customer's problems. You get, so those are the kind of questions, those are the kind of things that you want to find out about that customer. Is the automobile or the movement life of that customer. You know how that customer navigates, what the customer does normally if customer wants to navigate, so that way you can tailor it to your business.
Thank you so much, Danny. There is no one else with questions?
All right. So is there any other person with questions? Do we have any other question? If we don't, I think we're running to the end of this course.
Okay, so sorry, there's somebody else who wants a Uchenna Okafor.
Okay.
He wants to learn, he's saying how to create competitive, cost-effective ads on Facebook. Okay, that would be one topic we'll get into later.
Those are part of the content that we would be discussing on our webinar series, and
so you need stay tuned.
So you guys will get to know when this will be live. And if you still have any problems, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. That's my personal email on the screen. Don't hesitate to reach out to us and ask us your questions, and also try to reach us on our phone numbers or customer phone number lines, and pitch us topics you think we should be talking about, and we'll be really happy to do that.
Then Hanudaya TV. He says he needs more explanation about how to use Twitter to search for customer complaints.
Okay, so what I mean by that is that hashtags are things that people take very lightly in social media today. And hashtags are very, 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 very powerful. So, for example, when you're looking around a topic, for example, you're looking around what topic can I use now? Maybe steel. Maybe the topic around steel that just passed now. So you want something around Whiskey and Tiwa Savage that you wanted to understand. What you would do normally when you go on Twitter is to type hashtag stew, right? So when you're searching on Instagram, is to use hashtag stew, and you see all the conversations that is around hashtag stew. So what you're doing at that point is to identifying that conversation around the conversation that suits or appeals to you. So now let me go back to your business. So for example, we sell domains. So what we can do here is we go on social media or Twitter or Instagram, and we type hashtag domains. Or maybe we can use hashtag domains in Nigeria or whatever, and we look at people that have posted around that kind of thing, and we begin to identify people's disgrunt around maybe a customer or a competitor or something, or that product Then we reach out to that person and we try to understand why that person is feeling that way. And believe me, customers that are feeling angry about a competition product will talk to you. They will tell you why they are feeling bad about that product, and that way you can get to understand what that customer is feeling and how you can make that customer feel a lot better.
Another thing you can do, okay, there's a correlating question here, asking if there are any tools you can recommend to research customers' problems. It's kind of linked to Hannah Dyer's TV's question.
Okay.
So if you use Twitter, you can use a cool free tool like TweetDeck,
Okay.
tweetdeck.com. As soon as you log into your Twitter account, you can open another tab and then log into tweetdeck.com. TWEETDECK.com. I'll actually type it out in the comment section so that you can see that. When you use TweetDeck, okay, I wish I could show you a sample of what it looks like, but when you open TweetDeck, TweetDeck has it's like an all-in-one integration for your Twitter platform. So for Twitter, basically, when on your regular Twitter, you have to go and check for mentions, you have to go and check for notifications and messages, yeah? But with TweetDeck, you have everything on one screen. You can have a tab that has your business name. Just search for your business name. So anything that has to do with your business, as long as somebody mentions your business on Twitter, whether it is the person tagged you or not, whether the person tagged your handle or not, you're definitely going to get a notification that somebody has mentioned your your Twitter handle,
yeah,
exactly, or your
or
business name.
you can even track your customers and your competitors
Exactly. Handle. You can also check your competitor's handle.
Yes.
So you can probably just open a tab and then probably your competitor is Junior. You can now open another tab
and
search
see what's
for Junior, whatever,
happening around
exactly.
Junior or something.
And then you can now see what other people are searching for, what the customers' problems are, and then try to see how you can solve those problems. And from there, before you know it, you're getting because you're even dragging their customers to your own business. So with TweetDeck, TweetDeck is a really good forum. It's free. It's absolutely free. You can use it. You can check you respond to your messages, your notifications, see your mentions, everything in one place. So it's quite easy.
So I guess do we have any other questions?
Yes, we do.
Oh, we have
quite
a lot of questions. So guys, how do we do this? Because we need to round up now.
After taking Olashukwu Aminu's questions, won't be taking any more questions. Yes. So
but if you have any other questions, please send it to my email, and I'll be willing to answer all of your questions.
Okay. So our next question here is from Ulurole Uluwatipe. Okay. He says for service providers, sometimes the customer doesn't even know what they want. What do you do?
Well, yes, sometimes it's that way because it's like Henry Ford's quote that says that when he built automobile for people, he said when if you ask your customers, or if you had asked people what they wanted as at that point, then they would tell you that they wanted a faster horse or a horse that is on four wheels or something. So that's contradictory a bit, you get. But it still does not matter that Henry Ford. It still does not mean that Henry Ford did not build his automobiles around the horses that people were riding as at then. You get, he just wanted to build something much more easier for people to move around with. So there is a thin line between not understanding, between getting to know what customers want and what you think they should want. But at a point, there is a point that you can bring the two together. You can refine the two together. Believe me, Henry Ford will have also done a lot more research before even going to build his automobile. You understand? So it's interwoven. It works hand in hand. But when you have customer insights, or more, then you can build a better and refined product.
Thank you, Danny. So our next question is, which social media platform is the fastest to reach customers? I mean, most effective if I am offering sports products. This is from Hapazo.
Okay, well, it depends. Honestly, there is no fast platform. Or like I said before, know who your customers are. So, for example, you what's into sports,
Sports
right?
products, yeah.
So you're into sports products. Number one, your products are let me say, am I looking for your products on search? Do I have, I don't know what you sell. Maybe you sell badminton, or you sell running shoes, for example. Will I normally go to search to find it? But from what I can envision in my head, is that sports products are much more channeled to people that are visual, maybe somehow, because maybe, for example, maybe I'm looking at it from the football aspect perspective, but basically sports are generally visual. So maybe you can try something around visual channels. For example, Instagram is visual, Facebook is visual, but it depends. Like I said, it depends on who your customers are and how to reach them. And you don't even need ads to get your first 500 paying clients. If you are running ads, you have to be selling a digital product. You have to be selling a product, like you are selling an ebook, for example, before you can start saying, okay, for my first 500 paying clients, I want to offer, I want to run ads. But if you are doing a hands-on more thing, like a sport, go to where people are playing football or something. Go and hang out with them. Get them to buy your product. You understand? Also lead out, because these are the people that will tell other people about your product, and you will just see a ripple effect after that. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, that's really cool. Thank you, Danny.
Yeah.
Hapazo, we hope we answered your question.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next question is from Chidima Christopher, and she says, please, how can I activate my email on website? I bought a website but register with my normal Yahoo email. I think she's asking about email hosting.
Okay. Email hosting is on our website. I think, Miriam, you can share a link with them to on
Yeah.
where they can purchase it from, and you guys can also ask for a coupon. We can give a 10% coupon, a discount, if you're buying from this webinar, and we can give a 10% discount on it. You can ask upon when you are buying, or maybe maybe you show interest. You send an email to my email address, and I can share the coupon with you. Uh, but basically, all you have to do is just pay for it, and you are live. You can send your emails back and forth.
Then our last question from Olashuko Aminu. So, as an existing customer who knows the importance of having website for businesses as part of marketing tool, what WordPress template would you recommend that has interactive moving slide?
Hmm. Well, um, honestly, if you are building a website, it depends on your product. It depends on what you sell. If you're a service-based company, you really don't need anything robust. But most importantly, I used to tell my friends and anybody I'm working with, you have to build a platform where people can easily move from one place to another. So you have a goal at mind. If you're When you're building a website, what is that goal? That goal is to sell this product, for example. So now make it easy for people to buy that product. Don't make it hard for them. So whatever templates, so to answer your question, whatever templates you're looking at using, please make it as easy as possible to find to get customers to buy that product from you, or to get that information you want them to get. So if you are offering if you're a lawyer, for example, and you offer you want people to take a consultation with you, make it as easy as possible for them to book a consultation with you. Make it as easy as possible for them to buy that product from you. So that flow, whatever template you use on WordPress, make sure is a template that can easily make people to buy from you. So measure that flow from the point that people see that product to the point that they make payment for that product. Make that flow as seamless as possible, and as simplified as possible. You don't want to mix a lot of steps, or a lot of steps for people to get to buy your product.
Okay.
I hope I'm able to answer that question.
I hope so. The Hapazo is saying he didn't get the last part. He says he got the visual platforms like Instagram and Facebook. Then he said I should go to where they are physically, and he had an exclamation mark. I did not catch the last one.
Okay, so what I meant by that is you can visit where, for example, I don't know the kind of sports gears that you sell. So, for example, let me say you sell basketball sport gears, for example. So, what I mean is that look for events where look for a basketball competition event, for example. I know about one going on. uh, I can't remember the name for now, but I think I've seen it on TVs. But I think it's around NBA and African NBA or something like that. That's what is coming to my head right now. But it's around basketball. It's a big event for basketball. You can visit those kind of places and get to know how and get to meet people, and get to meet the coach that buy the sport gears for his pairs or something. And that way you get to, because that's where you get to meet people interested in what you even want to sell to them. So I would definitely go to a basketball event because I love basketball. So if you are selling a basketball jersey, to me, it's easier for me to buy rather than going online, or rather than running an ad that you don't even know if it's basketball lovers that will get to see it. So that's what I mean by getting to where people are. And if it's if it's tennis, if it's football, you can replicate that into whatever you want to do. And it doesn't even involve sports gears alone. It involves anything that you're trying to sell. So far as even a physical product, it's easier for you to find a lump sum of people where they gather in full, and you can get to do the sell to them. And remember, never do an ad sale at first. Make sure you make friends with people, get to know them before you sell your products to them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dan.
Thank you
Sure,
very
I think
much.
Hapazo is happy with the response now.
Okay, I think so too.
So I want us to quickly address the issue of, okay, I can see Olashupo Aminu and their TV. They were advising Chidinma to create an email address, a professional email address from her cPanel. One thing I would like to address is, while it is cost effective, like it's cost free, you don't pay anything to create a professional email from your cPanel. It's not advisable because it is not safe per se. For example, you have a developer who has access to your cPanel, who can make changes on your behalf and all. Your emails go through your webmail, and anybody who has access to your webmail can have access to sensitive information in your email address. It is not secure. This is why we are pushing email hosting.
Yeah, and another thing I want to talk about email hosting is, you need, once you are creating your emails from your cPanel, that means you already have an hosting account. But with email hosting, you don't even need an hosting account. All you need is that domain name, and you can start sending your emails all at once. So that's what that's. And guys, we are running another webinar next week Friday. And we hope you guys can join us next week Friday. It's going to be really impactful. We're going to be talking about the topic you should be expecting. Be sure it's a very, very interesting topic that you find uh, that you find very implementable to your business. Thank you for joining us again, and please reach out to me with any any questions you have, or you need to get the coupon from us. Just reach out to me and I'll be willing to reach you guys back. Thank you for your time. We really do have appreciate you. We have
Thank you
a
so
lot of
much.
people for this webinar. We appreciate your time. Thank you for the questions, and do have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you. And you can always come back to our YouTube channel to watch this video, especially if you came late. I saw someone who said, I'm just saying thank you. Am I the only one? I'm sorry. It seems you joined us
Very
late.
quite late.
Yeah, very quite late when we're already answering questions. But you can always, this video is going to be on our YouTube channel, so you can always go back and watch it. Thank you so much.
And have a fantastic day.
Thank you.